Utilizing projecting sunshades to maximize natural daylight. Welcome to Building Knowledge 101. Join us as we discuss projecting sunshades and their role in various applications to maximize natural daylight in building design.
Other options for shading is projected shades. Instead of having multiple blades in a tighter pattern, you can take a projecting shade and project it out further so you can reduce the frequency that you have horizontal blades or vertical blades on an elevation. So here's some examples of shades that project out and carry multiple louvers or blades between them and shade the area below them. The components of a projecting sunshade consist of the anchor back to the mullion, an outrigger that projects outward, and then the blades or louvers that run between the outriggers. And then there's always a fascia on the exterior to kind of wrap it all up and clean the ends of it. So those are your components of a projecting sunshade. When we look at the details of that, most sun manufacturers are going to have a limitation of about 36 inches maximum for the projection of a sunshade. The reason for that is you have a lot of weight that's cantilevered out, projecting from the curtain wall elevation. So there's a lot of force being applied back to the mullion. So we need to limit how much projection we have to limit the amount of force being transferred back to the curtain wall system. So here you can see a nice illustration of a cover that extends out and conceals the mounting bracket. So here's all the attachment of the louvers back to the mounting bracket and then the extended cover that conceals all of that so you don't see all the attachments. Again, an illustration here of the mounting bracket. You can see it extends above and below where the outrigger is because you've got a push-pull force of that attachment. This is transferring all the load from the sunshade back to the curtain wall. These are attached only to the vertical members. You don't want to attach to a horizontal because you'll get a twisting force or racking force on the horizontal. These are attached strictly back to the vertical, but the mounting bracket is designed by each manufacturer to carry the load of the extended louvers back to the curtain wall. And then using nylon thermal separators, you get a strong, tight, rigid connection there. So they're on there in a fixed, strong position. Sunshades have become very, very common on curtain walls. So most curtain wall manufacturers should be able to offer you a wide range of different options regarding the shapes of your outriggers, the types of blades or louvers running between them, and then the fascia pieces at the end to cap it all off. Should be a wide range of options available from every manufacturer. And architects like to be creative and have different shapes on the exterior of their buildings, and that should not limit sunshades also. You can see in the picture here on the left, we've got a concave splay here and a convex splay here, and sunshades running all along each of those, and even turning a 90-degree corner here. So regardless of what type of elevation your project has, sunshades can be adapted to accommodate each various shapes on the exterior. Get a nice clean look at a 90-degree corner on a curtain wall elevation carrying sunshades. Here's a splayed elevation, a nice smooth curve wrapping around a splayed elevation. So if you want to have different shapes on a building, that's not going to limit your ability to also incorporate shading on the elevation. So up to this point, I've just talked about curtain wall systems. There are also storefront systems out there. Curtain walls were a natural first platform for introducing sunshades to commercial buildings, hospitals, and educational facilities. But storefronts still used very widely on those same buildings. And architects have wanted to also incorporate shading on storefront elevations. And so that's what this is. This is a storefront elevation, and it has sunshades attached to it. So the mounting attachment on a storefront system is slightly different from curtain walls. So here you can see an elevation, a section cut through an elevation. First of all, the projection is less. Since the storefront is a little bit weaker, shallower system, it can't handle as much load from a projecting sunshade as a curtain wall can. So typically manufacturers are going to limit storefront systems to 30-inch projection. You can see the mounting bracket here and here is on the face of the curtain wall system. So this is our storefront system. So this is different from what you see on a curtain wall. Curtain wall, we were concealing it behind the cover. But with a storefront system, it's mounted on the face. From there, you have the same components, the outrigger, the blades, and the fascia. So a storefront system, the section cut through an aluminum storefront is not that strong and not that thick. So an aluminum storefront system by itself cannot support the weight of a sunshade system. So most manufacturers have some type of a steel insert such as you see here, to which the sunshade is attached, and the steel insert is carrying the load of the sunshade, not the storefront system. So you can see here a steel sleeve designed to be anchored through these holes to the surround condition. Then it drops down inside the vertical of the storefront system, and the sunshade is attached on the face of the storefront system, but back through to the steel. So this steel sleeve on the inside is what's carrying the sunshade, not the aluminum storefront system itself. So you can see a storefront elevation, and we've got steel drop down into the vertical members, and the sunshades are attached back to that steel. So we're going back to this picture now so you can see the mounting brackets. Now you can see them a little bit better. So they're on the face of the system. So on a storefront system, they're going to be exposed on the surface like this. On a curtain wall system, we're going to conceal them back under a cover.
That is all we have time for in this video. If you'd like to watch more of our 101 video series, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Kawneer Company, Inc.